Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is the fifth video for the Apex triggers real-time scenario. The problem state is very generic and very commonly used. Like whenever a contact is created or updated, we need to send a welcome or updated email to the contact on the basis of the condition that whether it is updated or whether it is created. So the OS object used over here is contact and the event is insert and update. Over here, if I go to this, I've already created one trigger by the name send email to contact, and it is having the handler class, that is contact handler. Earlier in the videos, we are doing all the operations on the trigger itself, but now as a best practice, we need to have a separate class for doing other operations. So this trigger should run on after insert and after update. So let us just quickly make it that change after insert and after update. So now the trigger will execute on both the condition whether the contact is updated or whether the contact is created. So now we've just figured it out, like whether which operation is performed. So I will just type the condition of is insert and trigger dot is after. So now the conditions are pretty similar. Like we need to check whether the trigger is inserted, is running on contact is inserted or contact is after or updated. We can say that. After that, we will just type one on block, that is else if the trigger is update and the trigger is after. So now we have segregated the things in a way, like if the trigger is insert or working on insert or is working on update. So over here in the contact handler class, I will just try to create one static method, and I will just type public static send email to contact. Over here we need to first decide like what parameter we need to pass from this trigger. So over here, like in send email to contact, this is showing an error. Oh, I forgot to add s. Okay. So now the framework of the trigger is ready. Like we have created one method in the contact handler class, and I will just add void to it, and let me just save it. Now our framework is ready. Like we need to pass the variables. So first of all, we need to decide like what exactly we need to pass in this contact method. So first of all, first thing is sure, like we need to pass the trigger.new, because the trigger.new contains the information of the newly created contact or newly updated contacts. So I will just type over here contact handler, as that method is static, so we can directly use this method without creating the instance of the class. And I will type this, and let me just save it. So what we need to do, we need to pass the list of the contacts that are newly created or updated. So I will just create one thing over here. I will just pass on the parameter, that is list of contact, and I will just type trigger new. Now as we need to send the message or we need to send the email, so we need to get the subject line as well from there. So I will just type string as subject. For whenever we send an email, we need to check like whatever the subject is, and then we need to add the body of it as well. So I will just type as body. So there are currently three parameters. So we need to pass these three parameter value from Apex trigger. So over here, like the contact handler is there, and in this, what we will do, we first of all pass the value of trigger.new. So I will just type trigger.new. After that, we need to pass the subject. So I will select this one, new contact created. Afterwards we need to pass on the body, so I will just type your contact is created and I will hit save. Let's see if any error comes. No error comes over here. So what we are doing, we are passing the three parameters like trigger.new or trigger new, that is the list of the contacts, string, subject and the body. Over here, like in this, the trigger.new is carrying the records that are coming from the trigger insertion. So like the trigger.new is passing through over here like the new contact created, this is the subject and this is the body of our email that we are going to share. Now afterwards I will just copy this method over here as well, so I will just paste it. Now what we need to do, we need to just somehow tweak the contact or the subject. So I will just say contact updated and over here I will just type your contact is updated. So we are using the same method but we are passing the different parameters to this method. You can check over here. Now as we have pass on the value, like we have created the framework for that thing. So what we need to do, like we need to send the emails. So email can be multiple, like so like in a trigger there can be many records, like we if we create couple of records, then all the records will come over here and we need to send multiple emails based on the number of the records we are getting. So first of all I need to do one thing. I will just create one list and the list will be of messaging dot single email message and I will just name it as mails equals to new list of messaging dot single email message, and over here I will just, what the purpose of this messaging dot single email message, as we create any record in Salesforce through Apex, we used to create a list and then try to insert it. Same here, like we need to create separate records for messaging dot single message and then we need to add to this list and then we need to send it. So over here what we can do, we need to first of all iterate over the contact records. So I will just type contact con. For the first only we need to have that for block. So over here and I will just iterate over trigger dot new. Now first of all we need to check whether we are sending the email to that email address, whether it is there or not, because if it is not there then it will definitely going to throw us an error, correct? So this should be trigger new because over here we are passing this value. Okay, so now we will check that if string dot is not blank. Why I am using this string function? Because it is an email address. So I will just type contact con dot email. If it is not blank, then we firstly what we'll do, we will just try to, first of all let us save this and let's see whether it's an error going on. So now we will just first create one messaging dot single email message. So over here messaging dot single email message, I will just name it as mail equals to new messaging dot single email message, and now our record has been created. So now there are certain parameters that we need to assign to this, like suppose to what email it should go, like what will be the sender name, what will be the set to reply, like to whom it will back, what will be the subject and what will be the body. So first of all let's try to create that. So first of all we need to take this, we need to first make a list of the string to storing the email address. So list string and we will say that email list email list equals to new list string, and over here, as we have already checked whether it's there or not, or we can do one thing, we can define it over here in this, over here. Let's save this. Now we have already checked, like if it is not blank then only it will go over here. So what we will do, we will just add it over here, email list dot add con dot email, and let's try to save it. And after that, mail dot set to mail dot, actually set to, we need to figure out the function for that. Over here, set to addresses, like we need to pass the list of the parameters. So over here we will use this, and what the list name that we have taken over here, it is email list. Now try to save it. Now afterwards we need to provide some situations over here. I will just say mail to set to set reply, or we can say that set sender display name, like I can select anything over here. So I will do email from Salesforce. After that I will just try to set reply as well, like when you reply to someone, so what email should come in your Gmail, or what are the email services you are using. I will just type sftrend at gmail.com. Okay, so now this is the part for sending the email, like what are the details that are required for sending the emails over here, like what we are doing. I will just comment it in details for sending the email. After that, like we need to prepare the content, right? Like what the thing is coming into the contacts, like what the body we need to send. So what we will do over here, we will first of all save the subject of that. So mail dot set subject, what the subject that we want to send, that we are getting from the apex trigger. Try to save it. Okay, so now we need to set the body of it. So string body equals to hi. We want the body to be dynamic, so what we will do, we will just try to grab the contact last name, and after that there will be one more plus sign, sorry about that, and that will be containing the comma, and try to save it. Now we are having one more parameter, that is as body that we are coming. So what we will do, we will add that thing over here, like body plus equals to as body. From where the as body is coming, it's from trigger itself. Try to save it. Now the body is set and everything seems to be set. So what we need to do, we need to assign it to the mail dot function. So mail dot set HTML body, and the parameter that we need to pass is body itself. So now this is done. So the final step is, like we have created this email. Now we need to add to this list over here. Okay, so I will do mails dot add what I need to add, mail. Simple. The thing that needs to be focused over here, this mail is the list and this mail is the single instance. Okay, afterwards, like this part is done, we need to get out of this loop, and over here I will first of all check if mails dot size is greater than 0, then only we want that email needs to be sent. So what I will do, I will just type messaging dot send email, and over here like we need to pass the list of the things. So what I will do, I will just type the name of the mails, the list that we have created, and I will just try to save it over here. So now we are almost set with this thing. The code is pretty dynamic, like it will work on both the functions, whether the contact is created or updated over here. So let's do the comment section that we loves to do. So over here I will add that method for sending email and getting parameters from trigger. Over here we are getting the message parameters from the trigger, like the as subject, as body. Over here we will do one thing, we will say that list for sending emails. Over here we will type single email instance. So what we are doing over here, if I sum it up in clearly, so over here first of all, like we are getting these three parameters. Trigger new is the records that we are getting from the trigger, subject that we want to have it, and the body. Over here like we are creating a list of emails, as we need to send multiple emails, because in a transaction there can be more than 100 records can come, so we need to send those 100 emails. Over here like list is there, email list, and over here what we are doing, we are storing the email addresses. So I will just comment it over here, list for storing email addresses. Now in the trigger.new we are iterating over here, if that contact email is there, then we will add it over here, and then after we have created everything, and later on we are sending the email. So let us just firstly go to the contact. So first of all, what we need to search, we need to search for the email settings, or we can say this, that deliverability, because there is an standard thing, if it is all email then only the email will trigger, otherwise there will no email trigger for a transaction that we are committing into the database. So let us go to the contact. Over here if I go to the contacts, and if I try to create one contact, so I will just pass on those details. So I will say that Salesforce trend, and over here as we need to send the email, we need to provide the email address over here. I will just type Salesforce trend at gmail.com. Now you can see that we are creating the contact over here. I will hit save. Let's check whether we have received an email or not. If I go over here, if I try to refresh it, I have just created one email, like new contact created, and it is saying hi trend, your contact is created. So if I try to reply over here, you can see that sftrend@gmail.com is coming. Over here we are getting the email, or So there is one more thing that I can try for it, like whether we can add that thing or not. I can just check mail dot set mail dot from. I need to research for that thing, like whether I just try to get that thing whether it is correct or not. We can do this thing. So over here what I will try to do true. Let's see what comes over here. Why I'm doing this I will let you know in a bit. Method save as string. Okay, so we need to just pass true over here as it's asking for boolean input. Okay, so what it will do, like whenever we send an email it will log an activity over here. So let's try to update this contact and let's do testing, and if I hit save, let's see an activity is come up or not. Go to the related, refresh it. So there is no activity marked, so I need to check the parameter. So that's it for this video, like what we have learned from this, like how we can send an email, and let's see like whether we have received that email or not. So I just got an email like contact updated, hi Trent, your contact is updated. So and you can see that the subject is email from Salesforce. So this is done for this video. Do let me know in the comments whether you liked this video or not. Thank you, bye.